Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator France to Australia Little Bits trip. We're in Alexandria right now. It's time to make some decisions. We could obviously go up this way, but no, we want to come down here to have a look at the pyramids. So it's probably time to leave the coast behind. But first, I think that's way too far for this trip. Let's just see, for now, how long that would be. 32 minutes, pretty much good. Pretty much spot on what we want. We'll head down that way. Maybe we'll come via inland here a little bit, this beautiful Nile Delta that's all green. And then tomorrow, we'll have a squiz at the pyramids. Maybe have a look at some of these other points of interest before probably heading off that way. We're still obviously trying to head to Australia, so we don't really want to head up this way. So let's do that. Let's find some extra points. Here we go. New Airport along the way. Find some more stuff. Let's see if we can maybe... oh, there's another airport here. Gebel El Basur. We want to come all the way over to here. That'll make it quite a lot longer, though. We got big cities and things like this? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Because we've... Along our path here so far, there's not much. We kind of want to come through here where there's all these towns. All right, so let's go Damanhur. Might even get rid of this one. Sorry, Jankless. We're going to go this way. Let's go Abyar. Oh, no, Burma. Near Abyar, and we'll ditch this one as well. We'll ditch it. It's out in the desert. We want to look at the nice greenery now. Let's go to this one. Kriwasina. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now we've got a more interesting way. How many points is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably want at least one on each an extra one each along here. So let's go. After taking off, I guess we're going to Abu Hummus. Do love me some hummus. Could have gone to this airport here, and we will. So let's do that. Along the river here, what else can we find? Let's go over to Ityay al-Barud. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, basically following the river. Where do we need to add some points? Maybe one along here somewhere. Yeah, let's go to the middle of Tanta. Big city looking thing there. Maybe just a large town. We'll go Al-Bajur, like so. We'll wonder what on earth's going on there before we arrive at where we selected. Not seeing... Look at the difference here. It's just desert and then suddenly nice and green. All right, we're going to have to find out what that's all about. Let's go to Tarway. Boom. Yeah, that looks much better. Cool. Nice little zigzag along the delta here. Let's go. All right, we've got the weird purple little spots, the alien lasers being targeted from space. Let's hope they don't blow us up as we go over it here, whatever's going on here. The game's bugging out, I think. Maybe we've got issues with connections again. Who knows? Let's just get going and figure it out as we leave Alexandria. Why isn't my plane zooming left and right all of a sudden? Usually I have trouble controlling it on the ground, but today not so much. What's going on? Here we go as we take off over Alexandria here. Beautiful looking city. Obviously very famous city as well. One of the most famous places on Earth, I would say. Named after my namesake, Alexander the Great. Not that Chaz is short for Alexander, but my real name is short for Alexander. Get our flaps up. Wait for Purple Arrow to be happy. Basically heading the wrong way right now. Australia beckons. Come on, Purple Arrow. Get your shit together. There we go. Alright, so we want 96 degrees for 6 minutes 54. Start our clock. On our way to Abu Hummus. Hummus? Hummus? Not sure. I know the Americans say hummus when they're saying, and in Australia we say hummus. But how it's actually pronounced is probably neither of those. What the fuck happened there? Everything changed. A huge gust of wind started. Suddenly it's 40 knots. It was 3 knots before. It hadn't loaded in the local weather, apparently. That could have destroyed the airplane. The game loading in some bullshit. There we go, that was weird. This game's having trouble all of a sudden. Get back over to our purple line, which is all the way over there now. Look at all of these fields. So have another good look at Cairo, not Cairo, Alexandria. I think we can level off now. Sure our QNH is at the right spot. Basically it is already. Big lake there. We've got a rainbow going on. We've suddenly got clouds. We've got 44 knot winds. Jesus. Took off and it was 3 knots. But it hadn't loaded the live weather apparently. It's a new one. Maybe they're using Amazon servers for all of that. I know Amazon's been having some issues in the last couple of days. At least, well, I mean, I did enjoy the ATC and Copilot sounding like children. But at least they're back, and that's cloud services as well. Look at all of this. Look at this packed. This just tiny little square of thousands of houses. Dude, spread out a bit. You're on top of each other. Well, we're basically on our line now. We can go via this little patch of city here. Pigeon at my window wants in, but it can get fucked. In real life, there's no. I don't think there's a pigeon on my window here. Yeah, no, that's cool. It's definitely happening in real life. The simulation isn't that clever. The big sort of city outside Alexandria here. Is this part of Alexandria or? They're burning something. It's on fire. Quick. Call the ambulances. Look at this place. Huge halls there, like convention center or something. Or is it just a big market maybe? A big park in front of that? Could be like a huge farmer's market. I mean, there's lots of farms around here. They have to sell their shit somewhere. And I imagine Alexandria is a very popular city. Can't believe this wind. Can't believe 43 knots. Good. Damn, it's windy in North Africa. And our temperature is at 7 degrees. It's cold. It's cold. This tailwind is also causing us to basically gain height. So let's trim down just a bit. See if that helps. Let's follow this river and this huge straight road. Look at all of this. Now suddenly things are a bit different. We've had deserts. We had that weird shelf in Libya where it was a bit more lush, but then you got this. This is absolutely fertile. I assume this is, well, it's the Nile Delta, so it's providing water, rivers, the lifeblood of this entire area. Now, I'm basically, if you can see in the map there, following the purple line perfectly. And I'm currently at 111 degrees. So I guess I am slightly. So now let's, if I were to go 96 degrees, that wouldn't be what the purple line is at. What's going on? Oh, maybe it is. No, I feel like I'm now... Yeah, now I'm facing away from the purple line. Why is the purple line not going 96 degrees? What's with this? What's with it? It makes no sense. Anyway, we're nearly at our point of interest, so... Or our waypoint. You say hi to all these little towns. Big towns, villages, farms. Back towards the bay there, I guess? Or is that just part of the river? I think it's just part of the river. Honestly, I don't know why a tailwind would give us lift. It should, in fact, do the opposite. It should be, I guess it could be pushing us into the airflow. Not really. That makes no sense to me. Anyway, physics. Okay, here's our custom point. So this is Abu Humas here. One of these places, either this town here or one of these little villages nearby that I happen to select. How's this? I think the algorithm's lost its damn mind there. Alright, well, purple arrow's happy, so let's go 111 degrees for 2 minutes 41 on our way to Damanhur. Damanhur. I barely knew her. Is that this big city over here, perhaps? I'm off the line ever so slightly, so we'll head back towards the line and see if this big city is Damanhur. Honestly, I didn't know that, you know, when they talk about how the Nile Delta hasn't had rain in 9,000 years, I assumed that meant it was pretty dry and deserty, but no. Apparently not. Apparently it's lush and green. The shit you learn flying around the world. Weird, because I used to watch a lot of travel documentaries, and yet none of it stuck. Obviously, it all just fell out of my head. I'm sure I would have seen aerial video of Egypt before. Cairo and the Nile Delta. Dial Nelta? Google Dial Nelta. Calling Nelta. Yep, this must be Damanhur. Look at it. Another huge city. There's just billions of people living here apparently. Perhaps even trillions. And if we went to Brazil, there'd be Brazilians. Football fields, stadiums. Kind of wonder what's going on here, all cleared out there. Maybe they were doing some redevelopment. Maybe it's some kind of park that's lost all its water. Look at this place. Amazing. Alright, 79 degrees for 3 minutes 34. To Al Ramaniya Airport, where we will not be landing. We were just using it as a, let's have a look at this river here, as a waypoint. Some circular radar things for the aliens there. Some dials that they can tune in to make the simulation that we're all living in have different effects. Incredible. There we go. Alright. How's the wind doing? Still 41 knots. That's some kind of madness going on. We're still gaining height. Let's go down to 3%. It's so lush here. There's so much farms. So much food being made. incredible. Is this the airport here? I believe it must be. Yes, there is a runway that I can see. And we can see it on the topographical map on the left. Yes, there it is. And now it's about to, the purple line is curving. And the airport is showing up. There it is. Well, we're going to have to fly to it for the sake of the purple arrow. Because it doesn't move on if we don't fly over it, although there's probably a button on the GPS that I could say give me next waypoint, but I haven't found it and I can't be bothered looking for it, so you know, we just do it the old-fashioned way, manually, or more of a sort of forced automation. Actually, manually would be moving it on purposefully, but anyway, Arrow's happy. We visited Al Ramania Airport. It's now on to Itye Al Barud. 170 degrees for 3 minutes 46. 173 degrees actually. Itye Al Barud. This way. Wind is desperately trying to throw us around here. Yes, it is. Very much crosswind right now. So we're basically going to be flying a bit sideways. Bunch of little, well, big towns really, compared to what we've been seeing so far on the trip, especially here in North Africa. Suddenly, there's people. Suddenly, there's a lot of people. Have a look around. Big river. Yes, yes. See us flying sideways right now. There we go. So much wind. Amazing. Amazing how lush it all is. I wasn't expecting that at all. My ignorance knows no bounds. Cool. Very cool. Alright, we continue to point our nose in a almost, you know, what would you say, 30-degree direction, not straight ahead, in order to go straight. Such is the strength of this wind, fairly constant 40-ish knots. Doesn't seem too gusty though. Which is good. Fairly big town there. Lots of little villages. Bazillions of farms. Not to be confused with Brazilians, which I've already mentioned. I do believe that was an old joke targeted at the old George W. Bush. They go to him and say, there's been a plane crash in South America. 2 Brazilian people have died. And he's like, oh my god, that's so many people. Anyway, our custom point is actually just over here somewhere, so that must be this town here, I guess. I picked Itye Al Barud. Purple arrow already wants us to move on, so I guess we'll do as it says. And we want 94 degrees for 4 minutes 53. On our way to Burma Airport. Or Birma, B-I-R-M-A. Reset our clock. Birma Airport. Just to not confuse it with Burma. The country? Burma country? I think so. Don't know where it is. No idea. No idea. No, I can't even, wouldn't be able to tell you. I know the name. Is it African? This is the size of a large town, but it's got all the sort of sandy dunes in the middle of it. Yes, yes. A lot of open space to be enjoyed. Bloody S-bend in this river. How does it not end up just going like that? Why would it do this? Why have you gone and done this? .94 degrees, and we're slightly off the line as well. Kind of weird, not only weird seeing the lush green, but the water. We haven't seen rivers of much import for days now. For days. Let's hope the zombies can't cross it. This is a city. Large city just here on the bend of the river. Alright, I do see a runway in front of us, I think. Always so clear. These giant, long, straight bits tend to almost always be runways. Birma Airport. Again, not landing there. We're headed to Cairo West. Here we go. We've got something that's been blurred out, I reckon. Or just didn't get proper photography done. And in fact, all of this as well. This is that wrong coloured and wrong style of fields and things. So what's going on there? A bunch of them. There must be whole sections of Egypt that have been redacted, and then the algorithm replaces it with basically Northern European looking fields. Same here. I'm pretty sure this town doesn't. Maybe that's what was going on in that other town that looked like well, oh, bit of a stutter. Okay, it looks like most of Egypt and around their towns is redacted. Anyway, Birma Airport. Perhaps this is a military area. Who knows? Alright. Purple arrow is content. Let's go 129 for 126. To Tanta. I guess this is Tanta. Or is that Tanta? One of these is Tanta. Something here I selected on the map. Wind's still going strong. Another huge city. This is like the Tunisia, the top of New Tunisia, where it was just city after city after city. You know, you don't get that in Europe. You get, you know, big city and then a bunch of just constant little towns and villages and whatnot, and then, you know, maybe another huge city not too far away, but these seem to all be on top of each other. Just massive metropolises. I can't even say that word. Metropolises. Metropolises. There we go. That's the way I was trying to say it, but failing miserably. Hello, Tanta. Never heard of you, but apparently you're gigantic. Let's find your football fields. Or else you're not a real city, are you? train lines maybe? Have we finally got train lines in Egypt? I don't think I've seen train lines before. Yeah, that's definitely train lines there. Yeesh. The trains are running. Haven't found a football field. I am Sag. Oh, that might be one there. There we go. That'll do. If it's not, that's where we're going to play football if we have to anyway. Regardless of what it actually is. Good enough. Alright, so now we're on to 147 for 5 minutes basically. 4:52. On our way to Huasina Airport. Again, not landing there, but we will go visit it anyway. Just to say hi. It's a fair way away. I don't think I can see it yet, although that might be it there. That seemed maybe a little bit too far for 5 minutes. Maybe not. Maybe not. With this tailwind, we're probably going much faster than the ETAs anyway. Just so much greenery. I hate to bang on about this, but I'm actually shocked. I had no idea. None. What an ignorant fool I was. And still are.
Cairo Center, tracks Rover Zulu, Alpha 11. Request clearance to transition, Bravo airspace.
Chas Rover Zulu, Alpha 11, Cairo Center. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo airspace, Chas Rover Zulu, Alpha 11.
Thank you, Cairo Center. Good day. Another big city over there. Definitely the airport we're headed to. Got the moon peeking up over there. I wish we could fly to the moon in this. Come on, Asobo. Come on, Microsoft. Just hurry up and just make it Microsoft World Universe Simulator or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't just need to be planes. Come on, let's have cars and trucks. Let's have space rockets. Let us fly to Mars. We'll do that in little bits. Half-hour things every day. The 8-month trip to Mars. Do I call it a city? Nah, it's probably just large town. I'm going to go large town, this one here. Living its life along the railway line and the highway and the river. Absolutely, and a football field. And what looks like, whatever you call these kind of boats that go along rivers like this, punts, maybe. There is a word for it. The boats that go along canals. Can't think of it at all. There's a bunch of them in France. Punts, maybe. Canal boats. How you doing, big town? All bunched in on top of each other. Very dense. I like their dense towns, don't they? I like being near their neighbours. And good on them. I wouldn't like that, but if they like that, more power to them. Alright, here we are. Cool. Well, it was Uasina on the map, but it's Kuasina in the game. Kuasina Airport. One of these towns nearby must be Kuasina. Is this Cairo possibly starting to show itself? I don't think we're quite there yet. Let's see, we've still got another probably over 10 minutes at least. This is either the outskirts or... Alright, purple line happy. Let's go 203 for 337 on our way to Al Bajur.
Cairo approach Chas Rover, Zulu Alpha, 112,300 feet.
Chas Rover Zulu Alpha 11, Cairo approach QNH 30.00, continue as planned.
Oh, 3000. There we go. Do reset our QNH. Don't know what that stands for. I'm sure I did years ago when I was learning all this stuff. Probably something like qualitative normal height or something. Nominal height? Something completely different. Something in Latin? Who knows? I don't remember. It's not coming to me. It may never come back to me. And I'm not looking it up because there's too much shit in my head already. It would just fall back out. Almost immediately. How long are we doing this? 203 for 337. I think that must be the outskirts of Cairo over there. It's just that we're doing a little touristy blip over to here first. Either that or that's just another huge city in the midst of all of this. Big town, not quite a city, but big enough anyway. Not big enough for a football field, but fair enough. Couple of blue roofs. Don't know what's going on here, some kind of gardens or something that you can wander through, hopefully. Or perhaps it's a bit of a farm plantation kind of thing, just sitting there in the middle of nowhere. Middle of a city, near the town. Now I'm sure if you're from Egypt and you looked at this image right now, you'd go, oh, that's Egypt. But if you're not, or if you're an ignorant fool like me and you showed a screenshot of the game right now and said, where's this? I don't think Egypt would be my first choice. I don't think it would be in my top 180 choices. Look how lush and green it is. I had no idea. I thought it was really quite deserty all over Egypt. Just a little bit of a... You know, I've heard of the Nile Delta. Obviously there, this giant delta here. I didn't realize it was all this lush and green now. I thought it was really just close to the Nile itself. Alas, I was a fool and a damn fool. Alright, so where are we headed here? Al Bajur is coming up. It's on the map now. Yeah, that must be this town here. The Bajur. I was already talking to approach. Different radio frequency apparently. How's our wind looking? Possibly an interesting landing depending on the direction of the runway. Alright, this is Al Bajur. Big town. Big town. The outskirts of Cairo. Not too far. You know, probably 30 kilometers away, which is, you know, the outer suburb. Let's call it the outer suburbs. Alright, now we want, oh, we're already doing 203. How come, oh, there we go, purple line finally woke up to itself. Oh, that's interesting. So that city over there is not Cairo. It's not another city, another huge city, just lying in wait for the unsuspecting traveller to enjoy. 241 for 328 on our way to Tarway. It's the Tarway. Have a look at this town here. Again, very dense, very dense. Lots of houses on top of each other. You know? Saves having to walk too far to get to the shops and things. And I guess maximizes the farmland. Which is probably... Oh, that's why we came over here. We had this weird segment that's completely photographed differently. Probably because this is some... I don't know. Thing that you're not meant to photograph. Or it's something special that you're supposed to photograph. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's not normal. There is just, you know, a segment of this whole thing that has been they cut out by alien lasers and replaced. Maybe it's a big military base or something that has now been completely redacted. I wouldn't be surprised. What could be the explanation? I mean, you can see... I mean, it's still aerial photography. You can still see that they're fields and whatnot, and the fields actually match up. Like, even there, that stitching's fine. It's correct. This was obviously overcast on the photographs of this particular section. So what happened here? Just a different section that had to be used. The new photographs didn't take properly or something, and had to use an older version, or doesn't quite match up properly. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Got big towns in the middle of it all. None of it looks particularly blurred out or anything, so... Just a grid of the area that had to be done on a different day, or at a different time, or used for different photographers. I think this must be Tarway over here. Custom point's about to show up on the map. It's slightly to our right. I'm heading towards it now, so yeah, basically that's where I put it. Didn't quite put the marker on the town itself. And no further explanation as to why this whole segment is a little bit different. Might simply, but it was taken on different days, and there was just a little bit more atmospheric cloud and whatnot, and doesn't quite match up with what everything else was doing. Or aliens, you know, the zombie lizard people child aliens that we've been escaping this whole time. The density of the fields here is insane. Right, we're waiting for Purple Arrow to be happy before we head where to next. Slightly to, well, 90 degrees to the left, basically. Come on, you're gonna, come on, Purple Line. Come on, Purple Arrow, you can do it. You did it! Yay, you did it! 164 for 5 minutes 30, the last segment on our way to Cairo West Airport. And maybe we'll get a glimpse of Cairo itself. And maybe even see a pyramid. Oh, how exciting that will be. Of course, if you've been watching any videos or Twitch or streams of any kind of this game from the beginning, when it launched, pretty much everyone, the first place they went was either New York or the pyramids. So we've all been there already. We're just going to go there again. So maybe there was Cairo back there. We are sort of heading back the way I saw that city. Not sure. Not sure. Let's hang on. Let me zoom out on my... No, it wasn't. It was just another city. Cairo is further south than that city we saw off near the river. I'm going to say, is this an industrial area? But it's a field of some sort, or a racetrack. Is it just part of their industrial stuff that they've got something that looks like a racetrack? It might be a pond or a reservoir or I don't know. I'm going to go with particle collider. Very definitely a particle collider. I do see an airport. I see a runway all the way over there. I thought this might be one as well, but I think that's just a bit of river or something. But there is a vague indication of something going on there. We'll give it another couple of minutes, then we'll contact them and see what runway we're supposed to land on. Let's see, the winds, well, okay, so hopefully they've got a runway going this way. Looks like they might. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Let's talk to them. Cairo West.
Tower Chas Rover Zulu Alpha, 119 miles north, 3,200 feet to land.
Chas Rover Zulu Alpha 11 Tower Airport is currently IFR. Request denied.
Okay. Not allowed to land there. Where's another airport then? Back to Wasina. I'm just going to ignore it.
Tower Chas Rover
Enable
Zulu
ignoring
Alpha,
weather at this airport. So there you go. The crosswind is too much for this plane. We're probably not going to be able to land it. This will be interesting. Runway 28.
Make left traffic runway 28 Chas Rover Zulu Alpha 11.
Where else could we land? Well, let's cancel landing. Let's see if Uwasina wants to take us. I'm just curious to see what would happen.
Chas Rover Zulu Alpha 11, your cancellation is received.
Oh, come on. And now it won't let me pick another airport? I've busted it. I've busted it. It's not happy. There's no crosswind runway here. And now it won't let me do an airport list. Can I turn off autopilot? Auto radio communications? What happens there? No, that doesn't give me anything. Obviously the first person to ever have done this. Is this a runway here? No. Alright, well I guess we try and land on runway 28. In a crosswind that doesn't allow for it. Hold on to your butts. Got no other choice. I can't, the game's not letting me talk to ATC at all. I guess I could try turning off the radio and whatnot, but bugger it. Bugger it. We'll just see how we go here. I do agree it's way too windy to land here, but I mean 34 knots is pretty strong crosswind. What if I try and land on this taxiway? How is this not a runway? How is this not a runway? Although it's not what we want anyway. We want to be... Almost want to land there. I almost want to actually do that. There is a crosswind. There is a cross runway. What are you talking about? We're going to land here. Is this 28? This is 28. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. I'm an idiot. There we go. We've got an actual runway that's going to be into the wind. Why is this airport IFR only? What does that mean? It had something to do with the weather, because to get away from it, it said ignore weather at this airport or something. Get our wheels down. That is 28. Okay. Got a runway that's perfectly positioned for us to land. And they're having a whinge at us. Bloody whingers. Why won't you let me land here? Oh, it took me so long to see that was another runway. Come on, where you at? Where you at, runway? There you are. Getting blown away a bit. Getting blown away a bit. Being a bit short, I think. We get like absolute perfect, a strong wind that's now pointing directly at us is just going to make life easier on us. Why wouldn't it want me to land here? I am outraged. I mean, it's slightly on an angle. I think we'll be okay. We'll come in quite powered. Alright, we'll power down just a little bit more. In fact, all the way. Use our rudder to straighten up. Land. Fuck you, ATC. Why wouldn't... Oh, well, actually, now my plane's getting blown off the actual ground here. Let's try and get our brakes on before that happens. Okay, bit of a hairy landing, but we made it. ATC was just being whingers. We did it. We've arrived at Cairo West Airport. So tomorrow we see Cairo. I look forward to it. I hope you do too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir. Goodbye.